What's up, world? It's your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. It's like, nah. Uh, Reporting live again from the Bamboozled Again News Network. My name is Foul Sharpton. Slick Gregory. You know what I'm talking about? Uh, this channel's kind of taking a spin of, like, I'll share personal stories, social observation, and I do report news. Of course, I ain't got no microphone, no. Because and one of the things I routinely say is real in the battlefield. So I report live from my car of how real it is in the battlefield. I also share information that I know to be true. In my personal life, like I might not be able to use it, or I can't use it right now because I had to do some other things over here first, and then I can come back to it. Like when I got my license back. You know what I'm saying? Like I just couldn't go. I had to go rectify some child support stuff first. I had to go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? But I freely pass out information. Or I might come across something about, let's say, I don't know, a carpentry school or something. Just see the jump and just take a mental note. And then come across a brother or walk past him on the street and he's saying something along those lines. Like, hey, cuz, woot the woot, yeah, I seen a post. You know what I'm saying? I got the number, or I wrote down the website. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? I guess as the good book says, people perish due to lack of knowledge and vision. So I kind of preface all that to get into the crux of what I'm going to talk about. Now, I had seen this actually like a month ago. Instantly got excited. Because y'all know one of my things is to escape Babylon. I do have a passport. I have an LLC on paper that I'm, constructing and legitimizing, right? Just because I just want to get out of Babylon. As y'all know, I hate the culture. I hate the food. I hate the air. I won't say I hate the people, but Babylon forces me to move in a way in wisdom that I don't naturally want to do. I don't want to be antisocial. You see what I'm saying? I'm kind of forced to do that in wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to enjoy social activities. Here, I don't. I just don't find it fulfilling because the people in the environment aren't conducive to my spirit, right? So I've been looking at like Liberia, Ghana, maybe Central South America, and then I hear a lot of brothers talk about like Philippines, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, but I do, like, as a joke, like within like my peer group in recovery, I do call myself Master Sensei. Master Sensei a bad man. You ever notice how, like, you never see him in a rush, but yet he's quicker than you. You know what I'm saying? Like his methods are very unorthodox, but yet effective. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I had seen this about a month ago. Instant on, I think a friend of mine had posted it on Facebook. I instantly go to do a Google search, and from the cursory or just preliminary Google search, I couldn't validate that this was actually a true thing. Then last night, another friend posts a video, I guess, of the woman Tasha K. I know she's kind of like known in the YouTube space, covering this story again about Japan supposedly paying black men 75K. I don't know what the stipulations are, how that works, to, I'm assuming, relocate to Japan in order to help with the declining birth rates. So I go back. Well, I didn't do it yet. I got it in my calendar later on when I get some free time tonight. I'm going to go back in there again and see if I can find this particular program through the Japan or Japanese government and da da da. Now I may not, you know what I'm saying, do it, but maybe somebody else will do it. But this is just a way of getting off the plantation. I really don't find like Japanese women attractive like that. But here's what I do find attractive: femininity, the culture. You know what I'm saying? It not so much I find attractive. I just find attractive like new. Like I'm in this space now where I want new experiences. You know what I'm saying? Whether they turn out good, I still have the experience. I can still add that to my soul resume. You know what I mean? That adds to my feng shui, to my get down with the get down when I come around. Now, initially, I'm like, oh yeah, I do that, da da da. But I don't know if it's like you end up being like just like a sperm dump. Because if now 75K is a nice little piece of change. I'm assuming if they're paying in U.S. dollars, that transition over to whatever, the Japanese yen, or I think that's China or something, whatever. But like I'm not gonna go over there and be no you know, basically like a oh, excuse me, but I'm not gonna go over that joint and be no like Chinese baby dad or Mandingo warrior sperm donor. Like, are they actually promoting the families? You know what I'm saying? Uh, cause I think Gaddafi had a program like that where he was incentivizing, funding, like he was giving $50,000 for to families who had children and like free health care and so on and so forth. I mean, it's something I'm gonna look into just out of sheer curiosity. Uh, it's just interesting. Or and then y'all, I'm like the conspiracy theorist type, right? So it's like, are they gonna harvest my sperm result? Like, do I actually do it to the woman, or is it like a sperm bank kind of jump? You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't with them cloning me. Like, I want to actually do it the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Ling Ling gonna have to like actually get together, yo. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no 75K donate no sperm, and then later on in the future I gotta kill a clone version of myself and all that stupid shit, man. I'm not doing that, yo. Now shout out to the brother SRBG, right? He makes a lot of good content, right, man? Check him out, y'all. And yesterday he did a video talking about the term NPCs, non-playable characters, and natural disasters. I was like, I never heard them two put together. So he was basically making the argument, and very well so, how how like you periodically you'll see on the news like some small town in like Iowa was destroyed by a tornado, and the town maybe had like 500 people, or outside of like the New Orleans or Louisiana hurricane. But they practice a lot of witchcraft, and it's a lot of wild stuff on Louisiana, incest, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. Um, Outside of that, when you hear about these natural disasters, for the most part, he said they be like in places where real people aren't. So I'm like, like, and he was making the same. Well, he was making an argument of how like Sodom and Gomorrah was basically a place full of NPCs. It was an NPC breeding ground, meaning there weren't any real people there. So, when God told Abraham he's going to destroy the place, he was like, well, will if you do it, if there's 10, righteous people, 5, 1, he couldn't find nobody. Man, and then he made the articulation of like, because there weren't any real people there, he went on ahead and destroyed the place. Almost the way it's getting in America, where there's no longer any like genuine, real people. You know what I'm saying? But he was talking about how like, periodically you hear about some small town in, let's say, North Dakota gets wiped out by a tornado. You know what I'm saying? It's because like the town, like what are these sundown towns? It's because they're actually full of non-playable characters. That's why in order to not be destroyed, you have to have a couple real people there. Just like, and it's kind of crazy on a much lower level. Like after I left my job, the giddy up. Now, of course, they'll attempt to keep up appearances, but the whole fabric of the giddy up fell apart. Like now, of course, they only care about money, but like the reputation of the institution is like laughable at this point. You know, the character of the people that work there is laughable. Like they're like cartoon characters in my eyeball. You know what I'm saying? Not that I ain't nobody, but you'd be surprised how much just presence means. So I'm tying all this to say into how, because maybe Japan is like that, or like especially like China. You know what I'm saying? China has like billions and billions of people. Like, how many free thinkers are in China? You know, they got them sweatshops and woot the woot the woot. Like, how many real, like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all, am I really getting it to y'all? So he was like, and the people at the top know these things. So in order not to be destroyed or to be spared, uh, like they're trying to get black men over there. Here's what I'm also saying, and this is what this story, and it kind of relates to stuff I've covered. Um, you know how here in America, you know, you could be a blue collar brother, you can make 80K a year as a plumber, but they'll still call you like dusty or you're lame, or it's like shaming you to stay on the plantation, right? But now what's happening globally, um, and I covered this story in which the German woman was like getting on American women, primarily black women, because she basically, and she named all the reasons, and I guess black women got mad, which exposed their hand, because typically if something triggers you and you respond out of emotion because it applies to you. But she was basically saying how like American women overall can't compete with foreign women in the femininity aspect, in the cooking aspect, in the being natural aspect, in the in you know what I'm saying, in the family aspect. You see what I'm saying? In the intangible aspect. You know what I'm saying? And they've actually like blown up this particular I think she's German or Turkish. They've actually blown her channel up because everybody's coming to argue with her. But she got a black man husband, and she's had a family for like 20 years. And you know, one of the things they'll say like foreign women are stupid, or when it's really American women are stupid, or American people rather, as in totality. But she's like highly educated, so this isn't like coming from somebody who, you know, sitting in a hut or nothing like that. But now, I think in stock market terms, the market is being corrected. You see what I'm saying? We're starting to see signs in the social stock market. Next, outside of, I would assume, let's say the millionaire white dude, however he made his millions, and that's probably because of just, you know, white supremacy and, you know, its influence all over the world. The most desired man on earth is the American black man. The motherfucking, excuse my language, the motherfucking jigaboo. The motherfucking porch monkey. Now, typically, and based on what they see, now, typically, like, I guess they do, but like the guys who set up businesses, the guys who immerse themselves in the culture, the guys who, you know what I'm saying, make uh, business and personal connection. These aren't necessarily like your hood dudes that go to Jamaica or the Caribbean. These aren't your social degenerates for the most part. And see, and then we're getting weeded out because there are those brothers of meat and finance who, let's say, go to Colombia for sex tourism, but now they getting ran up out of there, kidnapped, whoop, 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 because they're not actually like really looking for wives or to build families or start businesses, or like me, like I want to have such a skill set that wherever my feet are, I bring value and I add value to those around me. Like Dragonfly Jones said, it's a pleasure for y'all to meet me. You know what I'm saying? Just as a joke, right? I think the way it's being paid for the stand-up black man. And I ain't even talking about the hyper masculinized or the super wealthy, the super bulky, or physically fit. I'm just talking about a regular, daggler black man with some resources, which change over different or multiply typically when you leave the country, depending on where you go. With some wisdom from experiences, with a desire for legacy, some morals, principles, respect for others. He's now shot to the top of the tippy top. And as long as his skills pay the bills, he will never stop. We're the epitome of physicality. You know what I'm saying? Ingenuity. You know what I mean? We have a certain mystique. You know, I was thinking about this last night too, right? If you believe that black people or people from anybody who was a victim of the transatlantic slave trade are the actual descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, if you took, blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, Hispanics from Central and South America, and Native Americans off the face of the earth, earth would be dry as shit. The music is gonna suck. It ain't gonna have no soul in it. You might well stop watching sports because there ain't gonna be no super spectacular highlights like that. Comedy goes to shit. We're truly the salt of the earth, which gives which gives earth its flavor. Now we've been exploited and we don't know how to, do, and that's probably because of the curses, because of disobeying God. But now we're becoming the most sought after men on earth. You know what I mean? Even back during slavery, when master would go to the next plantation to do business, you don't think Sally Mae was down in the slave quarter or watching Cleophas and he back muscle as he throw the hair around? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, stop it. Like I say, but I keeps it real about it. A black man who know how to articulate himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't think these global women desire that? But see here, we're demeaned, or like in the manosphere spaces, they'll say like, okay, let's say I'm kind of like, not a thug, but I'm just kind of, a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Regular black dude with a degree. Typically the talking point is, like these black women don't find me interesting, or they saying I ain't got enough with me, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So then he goes, let's say, to Japan, gets married, These same women that don't want him, and I've said this before, will call him a sellout. Now they're trying to shame you to keeping you on the plantation, or saying you're not loyal to your people for what's doing in your best interest. But it doesn't apply when you snake somebody at your job for a promotion. You're not a sellout then. You see what I'm saying? When you know the man working 2 jobs, but you sleep with his homeboy and destroy his family, and then when he find out and you want to keep your image intact, you make up some story that he beating on you. We don't consider that selling out. I preach, self-sufficiency, do for self like Malcolm X, and go where you celebrate it. Go where you appreciate it. And I kind of had this concept, unbeknownst to myself, like I'm supposed to be like self-sacrificial, which to a degree you will in certain situations, to people who show you, who reciprocate the love, who working with you. You know what I'm saying? Man ain't got no power to defending that which he loves. But then, especially here in America, and I'll speak for myself, you'll come to find out more oftentimes than not, the people you love don't love you. People will use your love against you to manipulate you, and then act like they did some great act. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, and she was talking about this, the woman was talking about like when she got with her, now he's from America. He said he didn't know how to respond to her femininity, to her thoughtfulness, to her putting him before her, like as far as like she cooks up, like she would get him something to drink. She was like, because most are used to being in these adversarial, kind of situationships. I was telling a partner of mine, I'm like, yo, let's say I did find something halfway decent. Like Martin, that time he thought Gina was trying to kill him. Like, you just don't want to believe it's true, or you like, are you finesse? Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? You actually be scared of it, or very apprehensive. Because you ain't seen it. It's what you want, but you ain't seen it in so long. It can't be true. You know what I'm saying? Word up. It's real in the battlefield, baby. Or I know there's a big push for a lot of the West African countries, primarily like Ghana and Liberia. They're pushing black people, or they're incentivizing black people to come back to bring their finance, knowledge, skill sets back for the purpose of nation building. Now, again, if you believe that we're the descendants of the scriptural Hebrews, anytime we were out of Israel, let's say we were in Babylon in bondage or Egypt, that place became the world power. One, because they use us as a workforce, but two, there were blessings that come with anywhere we're at, especially if you consider yourself a chosen one. Like, that's what it alludes to what I said earlier about being a blessing to wherever your feet are at. So people get blessed by what's that, osmosis or proximity. From what I understand in Liberia, because of the transatlantic slave trade, this is common knowledge. We just don't know it here in America. That's why they want to keep everybody stupid or keep everybody distracted or run all this mis and disinformation so that you don't. Like, I was having a conversation with my partner. I'm getting a little long with it here. Now, I started kind of evolving and, started asking certain questions, whatever. And he had got, real heavy into the church. Now, mind you, this particular dude I'm talking to, he lied bad. And, like, he lied so bad, he don't realize, like, everybody that knows him knows he lied bad. We just don't say nothing to him. We trips off of him, right? So he had kind of made this seemingly conversion to really trying to live, like, be in the church, right? So he was making YouTube videos, preaching, and whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was skeptical. But I'm like, I guess God can change anybody, you know what I'm saying? I was in the process of it, you know what I'm saying? But I was still kind of like, eh. So we were having a discussion one day about, do we keep the law or not? So he was, giving me a verse about the laws. And then every time after I got the phone with him, like, I would just be, like, my spirit just be like, so I cut him off, right? Like, within the, like, last year and a half, just like, there's no point in this. You're just somebody I know from the past, but you have no benefit. You know what I mean? Not even that stuff got to benefit me, but, like, just even intellectually or spiritually, like, no. But anyway, so he was, like, he was using these verses saying that, like, we don't have to keep the law of grace, whoop. But then I was hitting him with, like, okay, I hear what you're saying. But didn't Yeshua, Jesus, say that he came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill the law? But to fulfill the law? And then he would kind of do a Gregory Hines, Harry Belafonte tap dance and then give me all these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, you didn't answer my question yet. So I'm going to just try to do it just stay on safe side. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? So then I was saying about what I come to discover is true, that we're the descendants of the scriptural Hebrews. And if you notice, our plight now is exactly as our plight was whenever we were in bondage. Like, we've assimilated to another culture. We've lost our identity. We've lost our way. In order to rise in this culture, we must, do as the Romans, which isn't our culture, which is actually destroying us as a whole, whatever. Right? So I said, bro, he said our identity doesn't matter. I said, cuz, if our identity don't matter, why would they go through great lengths to hide it then if it don't matter? You see what I'm saying? And he couldn't really give me a concrete or any kind of intellectual rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? But I said all that, and I kind of danced around it a little bit. But I just danced around it. And that's, again, like Malcolm X, who preached, knowledge of self. Because if you know where you come from, if you know your true culture, like with me, because I know these things, I'm not doing certain stuff. Like, I'm not going to whoremonger. Because I know, or I got love for my sister who may not know that's what, you know what I'm saying? That stuff do matter. Everybody else know who he is, why we can't? Or with these woke conscious brothers, they be like, back to Africa and we African. Now, mind you, Africa's a super duper continent. And the culture in, let's say, North Africa isn't the same culture as in East Africa. So then I'll pose this question. Which country in Africa do we come from? I hear crickets. We're not African. Africans know they sold us into slavery. You know what I'm saying? They could tell the difference of who was who. Now, features might have been different back then because of terrain or what you call that, you know, cross, mingling with other cultures and peoples and races, right? So we probably look different. You know what I'm saying? We're not in a sub-desert terrain. You know what I mean? But it's the bloodline. That's what they're going at. That's why black people are hated so much. From my understanding, we're actually from the line of the tribe of Judah. So spiritually, Satan hates us probably more than others because this is the line that Yeshua came from. I believe Haitians were the descendants of the tribe of Levi. That's why Haitians seem to have more of a spiritual power. They're the only black people I know that defeated white folk in war. And then what white folk do? They still hate them because of that. And I know I kind of went off on a tangent. And I periodically do that sometimes. But this is just to say, take pride in who you are. It gives you the leg up because if everybody else don't know who you are, you know who you are. And with that, man, I'm going to sign off and get my day started. Ooh, oh.